Hey everybody, this is Peter Palmiotti, and this is my THEE100s day 40. Just to give you a sort of tally of where I am. And actually, I made this list for myself. Let's see. Anthology, THEE100s. It's Saturday, February 9th, and I actually have a total of 30. Pieces done for this. So I did the other 2 pages of thumbnails. So I have 4 pages of thumbnails and 26 drawings. And what I figured I'd do is I post these on Instagram, but sometimes I put filters on them. And sometimes I'm not scanning them, I'm just taking a picture with my Kindle, and they don't always come out great. So while I sort of prep a little, THEE100s was created by Kevin Cross, a 100-day challenge to work on your personal project for 30 minutes each day for 100 days, and you can video it every day or once a week or blog it or post on Instagram or whatever. As long as you're putting in 30 minutes a day on your own personal project. The Anthology is those that did the 100 days successfully, regardless if it's 100% perfect or not. I did mine years ago, when all this sort of started, with a focus on my webcomic Bright Eyes, which I will be getting back to this year. But the Anthology project, what I decided to do is 100 drawings of Griffins, and because my story is going to be focused on the Griffin, and we'll get to that. So first is, these are drawings in no particular order. Sorry for the shaky cam, but and it's a good shot of that piece. Like the way that came out, more humanoid. I'll be turning these around. I love the way this came out. I just love sort of just going in and crazy with the feathering and detail. So that came out awesome. This was a sort of a preliminary sketch for one of my ink pieces. I'll get to the ink pieces after the pencil pieces, but I wanted to do sort of more of an action-oriented piece. So there's that one. Oh, well, this is ink, but this is on just copy paper, so I did this more sort of simplistic, and then just went in a little with a little more detail with the feathering on his feathers. So I like the way that piece came out, and the sort of black around it looks a little bit like his shape too, which is kind of neat. So this is, I did a little pencil work, but it's mostly an ink drawing. As you'll see, or have seen, is many interpretations of what a griffin looks like. It's mostly half eagle, half lion. And Some of them have like more bat wings than eagle wings. So that was my one drawing with sort of bat wings. And this is sort of my graphic interpretation of a griffin. And I like it for the most part. The head could have been bigger and it looks more like dinosaur-like, but I don't always do simplistic drawing, so that was a challenge, and I really worked on the lines to get them kind of tight. That was a fun piece to do, and this was, I remember strictly from my head, but can you focus? There you go. But just having fun with the feathering, which, in the final comic pages, I'm going to, hopefully given time and whatnot. I was out with the flu in January, which is why I'm still catching up. And this looks a little more like a baby version, but I like the way it came out. Looks a little more like an owl as well, but I gave it baby wings. So it was a fun piece. Here's a little plug. I'm sort of been trying, to give sort of a pencil outline to the work. And I love the way it looks. I sort of stole that from my friend John Boy Myers, who's been doing a lot of character pieces. He's got a sketch card. He's got a sketchbook on Kickstarter right now, so you can go check out John Boy Myers' sketchbook. Number 4, I forget, but I already ordered my copy. And yeah, I mean, that's, he didn't invent it, but I can't think of any older artists who've done that. It might be Drew Stinson. Jeff Lafferty talks about him a lot, who's done that. But even old Matt, I believe there's an older master who's done that sort of technique. And so here I did, as you can tell, there's a bunch of different wings. So this I considered 2 days, because I was just going, and it was over an hour to do these. Sort of just thinking of different ways in order to interpret wings. This is sort of more a kooky, crazy, graphic kind of take on it. Almost looks like crystals, like maybe from a video game. This is kind of maybe what I'll do. I'm not even sure. Well, kind of, sort of. I think in the comic I'll do more like this, but it will be more feathery. But I really like that one. That one definitely took me the longest. So I consider this as a whole 2 days worth. A number of these drawings took me more than 30 minutes. But that's the only one I'm considering 2 days. Then there's this one. Let's see if you focus. But, I didn't love this one. I still have, it's like I'm going to really have to get reference when I go in and do sort of the eagle feet. and definitely wings and position of the character and whatnot. But I believe because I'm like, mostly known as an inker, I'm good at polishing things up, but my foundation of pencils isn't always so good. Here is more of a going for darker look of the character, and even just like sort of a little graphic kind of take on the feathers there. And then this kind of looks like, Captain America or Aquaman, and I really like the way that came out. So it'll be fun to see like what, I'm going to go through these pieces I've made when I actually start penciling the comic pages, which I haven't done yet. I'll get to that in a minute. But then there's this guy. Looks a little more dragon-like or something. But, it's essentially like, as long as I do a semblance of a Griffin each day, roughly 30 minutes at least, then I'm fulfilling my side project to the Anthology story. This one's a bigger piece, not as well executed, but it's almost kind of there. So my side project is that I'll be making a sketchbook out of this. I will actually officially scan these and pretty them up maybe a little bit, tighten them up, do some fancy book design stuff, and hopefully it'll be a decent sketchbook if you want to buy it. I figure like after the project's done, which is April 12th, a month from then, I might have it available. Something like that. So this one I really like. And it's kind of reminds me of Sienkiewicz a little bit. Because I made it like very odd shaped. Well, it looks like a giant T, and stuck the character within it. But that was a fun piece. Did it really light. I don't know. Wish it was a little darker, but alright. So then, a lot of times when you see Griffins online and whatnot, that they have lion faces. I did decide I want to go with the eagle face and front paws, claws, talons, and stuff, and the back will be a lion, and back legs and tail and whatnot. So nothing too fancy or bizarre with my final interpretation of the character, but this was fun to do. A little stylized there. Once again, apologize if it's kind of a steady cam effect. And then this is a fun piece. It looks easy. It's like, but to figure out the logistics of where the feathers, how the feathers go. It's like, wait, is that right? Is that right? But I like the way this one came out. There we go. Get you focused. But yeah, it's trying to give a little more action. I think that's more accurate. Kind of, yeah, I don't always love my claws and feet and whatnot, but Then this one, got you, buddy. That one's kind of straightforward. There's nothing really to it other than the head. And just trying different ways of doing the feathering on the feathers and shadows and whatnot. And this one is more my recent pieces, and I just laughed after I looked at it, and it's like, kind of looks like a duck. It's like everything I drew today looks like a duck. So, but I love the way it's just moody, and he looks devilish, and his beak is horribly crooked. Then I did this piece. And I just love the way it came out. And you can see that's me giving it sort of a pencil outline to the figure, and yeah, that's one of my top 10 pieces. I love the way this one came out. Made his beak dark, which, who knows, maybe, it's like most of the time beak is white. I don't know. We'll see. Then this guy, here's another one that's pretty much humanoid. This was one of today's pieces. Just keep, it's like, one of the things that comes of this is that I'm drawing every day, and regardless if it's great or not, it's just really, really good for me to be drawing every day. I always feel like a better part of society, like a productive artist, like my pencil work will actually go somewhere. So this is the other piece I did today, and even though I'm going to keep to the thing of doing Griffins, this one is just a silhouette because I wanted to focus on doing some backgrounds. Even though I didn't really plot it out, I sort of just did it. I was like, that's a tree, that's a fallen tree, there's a stick, there's some ground, there's a wall back there. And it's like, it comes together. Beep, 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 beep. And you pull out. So yeah, I really like that, and there's nothing, as you can tell, it's like I fudged all the tree texture. It's something I would, as far as pencil work, I would do mostly in the inking stage and just give a semblance of that in the pencil stage. So here we have another one of my top 10. Love this piece. I don't know what was with me. This was one of the early pieces. You can check my Instagram feed to see what order they came in. One day I would do an excellent piece like this. The next day I would do a crappy piece. And, it's not perfect. It's not 100% perfect. That leg looks really funky. But I love just the texturing and the feathers and the feathering, and made his face dark, and it just looks love the way it came out. And look, there's my name. Then this seems to be the most liked piece on my Instagram, and I wanted to show. See, like, here is ink wash. You can tell that's ink, but there's ink wash there. Like some of it's ink wash, some of it's straight out, just straight black, and some of it turns into sketchy pencil line work. So it's a combination of, there's pencils in there, there's ink wash in there, and there's straight ink in there. And that was all brush. And I just love using a brush and finding, it wasn't fully penciled out, and I sort of did a lot of the work in the inking stage, but you could tell like that's ink wash, and then I went over some of that with just straight black, and so it really blends, and I love the way it came out. It falls apart towards the legs a little bit, maybe. And it's a weird looking, it almost looks like a rat. But it has like bony wings, a little bit more like a bony wing structure that feathers come out of, and which my character probably won't, but thought it was really interesting. And then finally, let's do it this way. So finally we have this inked piece, and really love, just played so much. This is all done with quill, and I just went in and scratch, and just overdone it. And the essential drawing. But I love how some of the feathering, like extreme hatching and cross hatching and all that, really molds the character. It's not done 100% accurate, but I was finding the patterns within it and just going with it, and I love it for the technique. As a piece, it's not one of my favorite pieces, but as far as technique wise, I really like a lot of what's going on in there. So, all right. So, as far as a lot of people, this is thumbnails for page 1. A lot of people worked on the story first. How foolish is that? No. That's the right way to do it. Work on the story, then do thumbnails once you get the story nailed out. And then from the thumbnails, once you got thumbnails you're happy with, then you pencil pages. I had a few ideas in my mind. I wanted to use a Griffin, make him protector of a tribe, have him be the last Griffin, so he finds out, his race is extinct, and he's the last one, and then have him thinking about his mother. And it's something. It was like a bunch of random ideas, and somehow I'm going to pull it into a story. So this was my first pass, just based on those vague ideas of creating thumbnails. And from this, I'm going to work on the script and do a full tight script, and then I'll do another pass of thumbnails, and then I'll start penciling and inking pages. I thought maybe by doing the thumbnails first before I got a final script, I might happy accident across some new threads of ideas that will pull together. So I'm not going to go into what's happening here, but I'll show you the pages because it's only 4 pages, and frankly, if I tell you everything that's on my mind and in the story, then why pick up the book? Okay. I'll mention it. There's like 30 other creators. There's people doing videos. There's people posting it on Instagram and Facebook, and there's the group, but the group is for us or people that have completed the challenge or who are doing the challenge. Anyway, there's a secret anthology group where I could see what everybody else is up to. Anyway, so here we go. This is the first page. And it's my really just rushed thumbnailing. And yeah, it's page 1. Page 1. Then we have this. Page 2. And this is more, figured I'd do a Gene Colan approach to a page. Mind you, none of this might show up in the final pages, but like I said, this is my first thumbnail pass. And not exactly sure what it was. It looks like he has firecrackers on his back. I honestly don't remember because it's been a while what the hell I was thinking that was supposed to be. But that's one of the elders of the tribe, and it's a baby griffin, I guess. What does all that mean? Who knows what happens in my brain? Okay, so then this is one I did today. So I finally finished the sort of just based off those ideas. You got all that going on. You got a weird looking Griffin expression going on, and this guy's dancing, or he's got a pee or something. And we got a lot of the tribe, and various shock and sadness expressions. Hopefully that kind of sort of comes across. And Griffin looks sad, and they're all praising him because that's what you do. And finally, page 4. I got Griffin, and this is, I guess I'm explaining some of it. This is him thinking, and that's his mom in the background. And it's baby Griffin, because that's what baby Griffins look like. And this is baby Griffin learning to fly, and he's happy, and there's Mama Griffin in the clouds or something, and there's Griffin kind of happy. It's fun to be a Griffin. Finite. Page 4. 4 pages. 4 pages, not enough to do a die-hard story. So hope this was fun. I've been having all sorts of, well, my internet's down. Don't know if it's coming back. Waiting on contracts because I got nothing but bills and yada yada yada. But that's all besides the point. I'm working on this story. I'll be catching up. Like I said, I have 30 pieces. Today's day 40. So I'm only 10 days behind now. I was like freaking most of a month behind. I lost 3 months with the flu. I mean 3 months. 3 weeks. This 100 days is only 3 months. Anyway, so I'm mostly on track. I'm catching up at good speed, and got lots of other things to catch up on. Yesterday, I busted my ass all day. Did a bunch of pieces, did some sketches, posted up all that to my Instagram. I did some. I had one of my boxes full of mail. Went through all that. Took out what's important. Threw out everything else. Cleaned up my studio a little bit. Organized my drawings because they were all over the place. Found my thumbnails because they're in some other pile. But yeah, this is my day 40 THEE100s Anthology for book 2 story, and I'm probably going to change the name. For right now, it's called The Griffin, much like, movies have temporary titles. So, but I'm digging it so far, and I'm really, really loving what a lot of other people are doing. This is my anthology video. Not sure if I'll do 2 more or 1 more, or maybe I'll do many more. I'll check in when I have important things. I'll definitely check in at the end to show off all the pieces. And yeah, I mean, it's going well, and I'm stoked. My birthday is before the final day of the anthology project, so I'll be doing something probably fun for that. Yeah, that's all I'll say for now. Love you all. Please like, comment if you're part of the anthology project. Let me know what you think of mine thus far. If you're not, let me know what you think. Yeah, all these pieces will be collected into a sketchbook, which I'll probably do some additional pieces, which is why I'm going to take like a month. After that, I work on some more ink pieces. I want to do more ink pieces than penciling pieces going forward, but really depends on the day. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Comment, like, share the video. I will be. And I'll see you again next time. And yeah, overall I'm making more videos for the channel however I can. Even without internet at home, I could at least upload stuff. Or I would say maybe I'll stream at my friend's place, but she just moved and it's kind of a mess over there. Anywho, love you. Bye.